Hi guys, and welcome to your 6.3 video cast. If you look at the essential question up there, first the title says simplest form. We're going to be working on getting a fraction in simplest form today. So the essential question is, how can you write a fraction as an equivalent fraction in simplest form? Okay. Starting with unlock the problem. Vicky made a fruit tart and cut it into 6 equal pieces. Vicky, Sylvia, and Alina each took 2 pieces of the tart home. Vicky says she and each of her friends took 1/3 of the tart home. Is she correct? First of all, let's think about how many pieces was the tart cut? Into how many pieces was the tart cut? It was cut into 6 pieces. And how many did each girl get to take? They each took 2 pieces. Okay, and it's asking you to use a blue colored pencil to shade the pieces that Vicky took home, and to use a red pencil to shade the pieces that Sylvia took home, and a yellow. We're not going to use colored pencils. We're actually just going to write it in with the first letter of each color. Okay, so let's start with blue. So we're going to put a B. Use a blue pencil to shade the pieces Vicky took home. So let's do 2 blue, because each girl took 2. Red pencil for Sylvia, so each girl took 2, so Sylvia got 2 also. And then a yellow, so Y for Elena. Okay, so each girl got to take 2. So the tart is divided into 6 equal piece sizes, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So write a 6 here. The 3 colors on the model show how to combine 6 size pieces to make 3 equal third size pieces. So we took the whole 6 pieces and we combined them into thirds. If you kind of darken the line, like these are Sylvia's, these are blue would be Vicky's. Actually, S is... Oh, I did that wrong. I'm sorry, guys. Not a S. It's actually a R for red. I said I was doing the color. Okay, so these are Sylvia's. The yellow are Elena's. So we're breaking those 6 pieces into 3 sections. So Vicky is correct that Vicky, Sylvia, and Elena each took home 1/3 of the tart, okay? Because if you break it into each girl's pieces, you have 1 part, 2 part, 3 part. So 3 parts, and they each got to take home 1, so 1/3 of the tart. What if Vicky took 3 pieces of the tart home and Elena took 3 pieces of the tart home? How could you combine the pieces to write a fraction that represents the part each friend took home? Okay, so you could combine 6 size pieces into 2 equal groups of 3. So, okay, so now we're just talking about Vicky and Elena, and they're each taking 3 pieces. So we know that if we have the same chart and we break it into 6, so this would be Vicky, 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 and Elena, Elena, Elena. Okay, so now how many parts are there to the fraction, or to the whole? There are 2 parts to the whole. Okay, so your denominator would be 2. And then how many parts of the whole are each person taking home? Well, they're only getting to take 1 part of the whole. So they're taking 1/2 of the whole home. Okay, so simplest form. We want to get a fraction to simplest form. That's when you can represent it using as few equal parts of a whole as possible. You need to describe the part you have in equal size parts. If you can't describe the part you have using fewer parts, then you cannot simplify the fraction. Okay, so let's look at this model here. We have, this one's broken into 8 pieces, and 2 of them are shaded. Okay, which it's covering the same amount of area as if it was broken into 4 and 1/4. So this, see how it's being broken into 4 pieces now, and only one of those fourth are shaded, okay? So 2/8 divided by 2, so you're halving it, okay? And whatever you do at the bottom, you have to do to the top. So 8 divided by 2 is 4, and 2 divided by 2 is 4. This basically is showing you the model way to think about it, and this is the mathematical way, if you will, I guess, to do it. So you would use division, okay? Because you're breaking it down, you're making it smaller, so you're going to use the operation of division. And you can see on these next ones we're going to use division too. So let's look at the model, okay? Here you have 10 parts, and 6 of them are shaded. Now they've broken it down, they've made it half as much, so you have 5 parts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and how many of them are shaded? 3 of them. Okay, so you can see it's covering the same amount of area. The purple boxes are the same size. Okay, so that's a model way to look at it. In other words, here you have 10 divided by what is 5? Think in your head. 10 divided by what is 5? Or how many times does 5 go into 10? Well, it goes in 2 times. So 10 divided by 2, so you have to do the top. So 6 divided by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Okay, so here we have 12 parts to the whole, and 6 of them are shaded, so 6/12. Okay, and then here they're breaking it. See this? The solid lines are breaking it into 2 pieces. So we have 2 parts to the whole, and 1 part is shaded. Okay, the mathematical way to do that with division, you would say 12 divided by 6 is equal to 2, and 6 divided by 6 is equal to 1. So to simplify 6/10, you can combine 10-sized parts into equal groups with 2 parts in each. So 6/10 is equal to 6 divided by 2, which is 3, and 10 divided by 10 divided by 2, which is 5. So it's equal to 3/5. Another way is to use common factors to write 6/10. Okay, a fraction is in the simplest form when 1 is the only factor that the numerator and denominator have in common. The parts of the whole cannot be combined into fewer equal-sized parts to show the same fraction. So list the factors of the numerator and denominator and then circle the common ones. So we're going to list the factors of 6. So I'm thinking 1, 2, 3, and 6, and the factors of 10 are going to be 1, 2, 5, and 10, and 1 and 2 are common factors, and then you're going to divide the numerator and denominator by a common factor greater than 1, so not 1, okay, but by 2, so divided by that 2 because it's a common factor. So 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 10 divided by 2 is 5, so that gives you 3/5. So you can use common factors to do that too. Since 1 is the only factor that 3 and 5 have in common, it is written in simplest form. Or 3/5 is written in simplest form. Okay, so we've showed you 3 different ways to do it. Go ahead and do the share and show, starting with numbers 2 and 4.